All right. Good evening, everybody. Looks like this thing's working, all right?
I don't think mine is. Hello.
There we go. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Good.
We can do better than that. How's everybody feeling tonight?
Great.
That's more like it. Welcome to the new rules of Instagram. My name is Nathanial Bibby. I host a series on LinkedIn. Anybody on LinkedIn in the audience? Okay, more than I expected. That's cool. That's good. I'm impressed. Okay, so we interview entrepreneurs making an impact. I posted on LinkedIn, it was about 2 years ago, and I said, I'm sick of all this negativity on LinkedIn, because you all know that if something is negative and you complain about something on social media, it tends to get a lot more traction. And so somebody sent me this message and they said, it's all very well you posting about negative content, but what are you actually doing about it? And I thought, what a wanker. And I thought a bit more about it, and I thought, you know what, he's right. So I decided to create this series where I interview entrepreneurs who are making some kind of impact, not just like doing really well financially, but are actually making a difference in the world. And so we've interviewed some really cool entrepreneurs. Some of them are on this banner here, including the lovely Brooke. There we go.
I was like, where's this going? And then I met Brooke.
So...
Sorry, I cut you off. Keep going. That was a really good intro.
We're going to need you all the ones that didn't put their hand up, we're going to need you all to set up LinkedIn accounts so you can consume the content when it goes live. But we're also going to dive deep into the new rules of Instagram, because I don't know about you, but I find it very confusing. Everything seems to be changing. Now I can't see my own likes. I don't know what's going on. So Brooke's going to have to demystify some of that for us.
Oh, shit. Is that what I'm meant to be doing?
That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Okay.
The new rules of Instagram, Brooke.
Pressure's on. Just kidding, guys. I got this.
I am a social club member, so I should know this stuff.
Who's a social club member? Yeah, represent. Thanks for coming.
Respect.
Yeah, respect, guys.
So,
# social club.
Should we get started? We'll do the interview, and then we'll open up for Q&A from the audience as well, and we'll be out of here by 6 o'clock, and then we might go for a few beverages. Yeah.
A few bebbies. I'm getting confused because I've got a mic on my thing, and I'm holding a mic, and I'm loud. Am I too loud? No. He was like, are you going to be speaking louder than that when you mic me up? I was like, yes.
So, Brooke, my first question, oh, by the way, welcome to LinkedIn Heroes. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. Cool. I'll accept that.
Tough crowd. Tough crowd.
So tell us...
It's because you said LinkedIn. They were like, we thought we were here for
Well, it's not Instagram Heroes, is it?
It could be.
Well, I don't know, maybe.
These are all my Instagram heroes.
Yeah, cool. Make some noise for that, ladies and gentlemen. Cool, so let's get started. What made you decide to start your business?
Oof. Do you know what? Everyone wants this like amazing secret answer, but I don't have one. And I don't know if I would have the balls to do it again. I was in my 20s, so I thought I was invincible and I could do anything.
Is it your first business?
Yes. I want to say yes because Villa Management, the name Villa Management was from a previous business that I registered and I really liked the branding for, and then when I started Villa and was trying to think of a name, I was like, I still really just like the logo and the branding from the old business, which didn't end up happening.
So what was the previous business?
It was swimwear, so it was Villa Swimwear, because you know, like Balinese Villa, and then my maiden name was Vovoda and my married name's Vulinovich, and the two V's kind of became like my thing, and it's got nothing to do with the business name I have now, but I like the branding. So I just carried it across.
Cool.
Yeah.
Did you always know that you were going to be an entrepreneur?
Nah. No. Nah. I don't know what I was going to be. I wanted to be a vet because I love cats, as I'm sure you know by now. I don't have one, but I do like them. And then I had to get one put down, and I was like, this is the worst job ever. And then, I don't know, I think it was like, I genuinely think it was a being in your 20s invincibility.
How many cats do you have?
I don't have any.
Ah, okay.
I know, it's sad.
I was thinking, I haven't seen you post any pictures of cats.
I don't have one.
They'd do well, wouldn't
Yeah, probably. One day I'll
they?
get
Insta
one.
famous.
Yeah. And so I wanted to start an events business because my background's events and marketing and PR. I dropped out though, so I had no official qualifications. So I guess I was in the mind frame of, well, who's going to hire me without a qualification? I may as well just do a business on my own.
Yep.
And that's what happened.
And what made you decide to focus on Instagram then?
So I was using social media as a way to promote events and raise awareness for events. And I just thought, this is so cool. This is like such an amazing way that you can use this marketing tool.
So when was this? Like, give me a time frame.
Okay, so this is September, 4 years ago.
4 years
so
ago.
I just had my 4-year anniversary.
So Instagram was...
Which LinkedIn posted for me, which I don't know how. And
you would have got a lot of messages, I'm sure.
And I was like, whoa, how do people on LinkedIn know this? This is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so started that about 4 years ago, launched as events.
So like Instagram was hot already or not hot?
Do you know what? When I launched my business, I didn't open an Instagram account for it. I didn't even think about Instagram. I used Facebook because Facebook was hot. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'll start an Instagram too, not thinking anything of it. And then just thought Instagram was so powerful and I became like obsessed with Instagram, obsessed. Like researched everything, did every online course, any information available about Instagram, I've read it. And I thought I was behind the times because everything that I was reading just seemed to make sense and seemed really easy that I was like, whoa, this is how all these big brands must be doing it. And so I was like, I want to do it. I want to get on that. So I launched another business just using Instagram and thought, I'll use this platform for free in my free time to just build up followers, build them up, build them up, build them up. And then in about 6 months' time, when I know exactly what I'm going to do and sell with the business, we will have people there ready to buy. And that's exactly what happened. And then I attended a marketing event actually representing this other business. And we had to go around the room and, it was a networking event. We had to go around the room and we had to share what our biggest struggle in business was.
That was my next question.
Oh, sorry, stop talking.
No, keep going.
What was the question?
My next question was going to be, what's the biggest struggle you had in business?
Oh, well, mine wasn't social media. Mine was that I wasn't really enjoying my business. And everybody else in the room said social media. And I was like, are you insane? I love social media. I will never forget that event because I was so shocked that all these people found it so difficult. And then they asked if I manage social media accounts, which I was like, well, I don't know why, but I was like, well, it doesn't really feel like something I want to do, but I can teach you what I do. I'll be happy to teach you. It's not hard. It will take me a couple of hours. And so that's what I did. I started teaching from my apartment, just little workshops with 6 people at a time. And I thought, if I can do 1 workshop a month, that would be a really good way for me to meet people, because is there anyone here that works in events? Events can be like a real isolating industry because you see nobody for 6 months and then like in 72 hours you don't eat, sleep, and you see 5,000 people and you're like, oh my God, what's going on? So I was really lonely and didn't really, when you sort of stop going out partying and drinking, it's kind of hard to meet people, you know?
I do.
You party and drink?
I do party and drink, yes.
Okay, well, I don't. A little bit. I don't. But back then, I didn't really. So I found out about this networking thing. I actually didn't even know that was a thing when I started my business, that there were all these communities and so much support.
They have them in Perth as well, do they?
They have them in Perth. Yeah, crazy, right? And I went to this networking event, and yeah, I guess that's when everything changed.
Yeah, awesome. And now how many members have you got?
Almost 700.
Wow.
Yeah, 13 countries. So but the membership, I'll tell you how the membership came about. So anyone that talks about marketing on social media, myself included, will remind you quite regularly it's borrowed space. right? So your purpose is to build this audience up, but then you want to get them off there. Because if Instagram shuts down tomorrow, touch wood it doesn't, because we'd all be fucked. I'd be fucked. If it shuts down tomorrow, like what are you going to do? You need to own those contacts. So I started doing heaps of research about these email lists and moving people onto email lists, and then how you get people to want to subscribe to an email list and be a part of an email list. And I was learning more and more about sort of adding value, this whole concept of adding value. People
You do add a lot of value.
Well, yeah, but at the time I was like, what the fuck does value mean? So I'd like share something about this and something about that, and nothing really happened. And then what I learned was if I would just share these like simple tips that businesses could implement, that's when I was getting really good open rates. And so I started doing that more often, and this went on for about 12 months. And then it got to the point that businesses were responding to those emails saying, these are really good, they're really effective, we're getting results, can we pay you for more emails like this? And that's actually, I basically just monetized those emails. That's where the social club came from.
And so how do you get emails off of Instagram? Is it through lead magnets?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And just remind it, like, you've got to have some sort of way to capture their leads. So whether you use lead pages or whether you ask them when they DM you for their email address or whatever it may be.
Is that sliding into the DMs? Is that what they're talking about?
Slide into their DMs.
Cool.
Yeah, have you ever slid into it?
I
Did you slide
slid into many DMs.
I don't know if I like
that
where this
I
is
can
going. But yeah, you want that. The most valuable thing you can ever get from a customer is actually not money. The most valuable thing you can get is their email address. Because you can only get money once. If you've got their email address, you can go back time and time and time and time again.
And you can add them on LinkedIn if you've got their email address.
Is that right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Go figure. Yeah.
Go figure.
What are you excited about at the moment in your business?
It still excites me that I have this entire business and all of us with Instagram and Instagram shopping is the best thing ever. For service-based businesses, we miss out. But for product-based businesses, Instagram shopping, you can have your entire business in your pocket. That's just the coolest thing ever. I think it's I geek out on it so badly. But, you know, you've got this entire, this marketing tool that you can reach. Like I was saying before, you can reach 1 billion people anytime, day or night, for free, at your fingertips. Isn't that cool? Considering all the other costs that come in business, all the overheads, rent, supplies, stock, other advertising, the fact that you have this thing that is so powerful and it doesn't cost you anything, that's exciting.
Yep. Yeah, I hear you. Okay. And so what's the goal in terms of number of members? Do you have one?
I would like to be in more countries and more people in more countries.
So where are you at the moment? Obviously Perth.
13. So we're in...
What percentage is in Perth versus the other ones?
A big percentage. I think there's about 70% are in Perth.
Really? Okay.
I've got a lot of members in, funnily enough, Amsterdam, which is interesting.
Right.
And America as well,
Yep.
which is getting into there, but the Asian market is definitely something that I want to explore. I've never advertised outside of Australia. So how all these members from other places have found me, it's Instagram, which is cool.
Talk to us about advertising just for a second. How do you use advertising on Instagram?
Okay, so it depends on your business model, but you really need to have a funnel set up, okay? Because this is the main thing. You're on Instagram if you're attracting, new followers that have never heard about you before. This is sort of what we call the top of the funnel. Okay, so they're really cold leads. They don't really know who you are. And just like if a random person came up to you on the street and shoved a product in front of you and said, buy this, you probably wouldn't. Like, think about those people in shopping centres. Not the shops themselves, but when they have those stands and you awkwardly pull out your phone, or you pretend you're on your phone, or you just pray that they're not going to spot you and you can zoom past. That's essentially what's happening on Instagram if you're just sell, right? People don't like that.
Yep.
So you need to funnel them down basically by removing them off Instagram into your email funnel, which is shaped because it brings you down. I can't do it with two hands. Like that.
Yep.
Okay, so like in the shape of a funnel, and along that funnel, you're telling them about your story, and you're telling them about why you ended up creating this product or creating this service, and this is helping them to get to know you, and then you're adding some value by solving their problems, and then eventually the point is that they get to the bottom of the funnel, they're so invested in your story and in your brand that then they purchase off you. And they don't just purchase off you once, like they're in time and time again.
Is there
Did that answer your question?
Yes.
What was your question?
I can't remember.
I forgot. Sorry.
So look, you talked about getting people off of Instagram into your email list. Is there a way to do the reverse? Can you
Get them off your email list into Instagram?
Or can you use their email address to find them on Instagram?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't really work like that. What you could do though is use their email address, do an ad campaign on Instagram, retargeting them based on their, this is the best thing about Instagram advertising, you can retarget anyone on your email list. Okay, so basically what that means is you give me your email and I can chase you around the internet until you buy something off me. And that's why I said an email address is more powerful than money.
Yeah, I like that.
Really.
Yep.
In a stalkery way.
Yeah, it is a bit stalkerish, isn't it? But I like it. It's like you go to speak to a real estate agent about listing your house, and on the way home on the freeway, all the billboards switch to advertise that real estate agent. It's the same thing, isn't it? Remarketing.
Remarketing is so cool.
Remarketing.
And it's so cheap. Like the cost of remarketing is so cheap and so powerful, and lookalike audiences as well. I don't know how it works on LinkedIn.
Well, it's like they got that stuff on Facebook. Yeah, they got that stuff on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I actually do it on Facebook, so I guess Instagram's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep, look at likes and stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
What's this IGTV business?
Okay. Instagram TV. So Instagram, I think, tried to copy YouTube, and they launched an external app, which was IGTV, and it didn't really take off. I think anything that people don't really know and understand that goes completely against the norm is a bit confusing. So they brought it in-app, which was a good idea. And it's basically just allowing you to sort of have a YouTube channel within Instagram where you can share videos up to 10 minutes that last forever.
And so, because I've repurposed a lot of my videos on IGTV, has anyone else used IGTV? Just show of hands. A handful of you, okay. So what is like the number, let's pick 2 or 3 top mistakes that people make on Instagram or IGTV that you see the most. What are they? Hashtags?
No, not even. But they're not the biggest ones. Just shitty quality photos and videos.
Yeah.
Like, it's the most basic of thing, but I see it constantly. You are competing with 1 billion accounts. The first thing that you see is the visual. So if your visual isn't crystal clear and high quality, straight away you've lost that trust and you've ruined it for yourself, really.
And they see the video. Do they see the image before the caption, or do they normally see the caption first? Do you think?
You see the image and then you see the caption underneath. So it's really important. That's what captures their attention.
I think So it's, on LinkedIn, I think it's the opposite. You see, because you see the caption.
Yeah, LinkedIn's like Facebook, isn't it? So you've got to do words and then.
And then they see the words, and that makes them press play or look at the image.
Yeah, no. So Instagram's completely opposite.
Yeah.
So that would be mistake number 1. Mistake number 2, and I say this all the time, is just too much selling. It's just selling. Shoppers on Instagram are not shopping for a product or service because they don't even know that they're shopping. So shoppers on Instagram, they're shopping a lifestyle that they've seen, that they aspire to be a part of, or they're shopping a result that they've seen, that they're aspiring to get, or they're shopping a community that buying whatever they buy in their mind brings them into. And that's what us as businesses, that's what we need to remember. So it's not about selling, it's about creating that lifestyle or sharing that result, or what was the other thing that I said? The lifestyle, the result, there was one other thing. Shopping, selling, lifestyle, result. Oh, community, or sharing that community. This is all in my report. Sharing that community, because that's what people are shopping. So
why can't we see anyone's likes anymore?
Interesting one, isn't it? Okay, so according to Instagram, it wants to put the focus back on the content, okay, and not make it about what's getting liked. But according to other people,
Are these other people in the
in
room?
the world. Well, maybe they're in the world. Look, I think what people forget, Instagram's a business. It's there to make money. That's its number one focus is to make money. So there's two things going on here. They've got to keep people on the platform for as long as possible. So you're showed more ads and they make more money in ad revenue, okay? So from that perspective, in terms of if I'm seeing things I don't like and I don't feel good and I don't spend time on the platform and I'm not getting the likes I want, blah, 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 my mental health, yada, yada, yada. I understand why they've done it. But influencers and the influencer industry is a multi-million-dollar industry, okay? So let's say I am a business. As a business, I've got two options. I can pay for ads via Instagram to be shown to my target market, or I can pay an influencer that I know has a really engaged following to put up a post, get 1 billion likes, and sell out all my stuff. So anyone that's good at business, that I imagine the people that work for Instagram are pretty good at business, see that lost opportunity of revenue, and they're like, what's the fastest way to gain that revenue? Remove the like count. Because that takes away the power from the influencer, right? And again, they're just a business trying to make money.
So is this harming
Master caring about mental health.
Correct. Yeah, I agree with you. And so the influencer marketing industry is going to benefit from this, do you think?
I think it will be interesting to see. I mean, I think I did a post, it's been some months since that happened, and I did a post about that a little while ago, so maybe it's been like a month and a half or so. I mean, you've got to put the focus on comments now instead of likes. Okay. You really do. And as influencers, I think influencers are cottoning on to that as well. I think the bigger influencers, like with millions of followers, they've been really affected because they've always just relied on likes, not engagement. But these micro influencers are really focusing on engagement.
So how many followers does a micro influencer have?
Oh, anything from about 5,000 up. But you know what? I really don't like the word influencer because I think you can have 10 followers that you put up a post and say, oh, I don't know, buy these shoes, and then those 10 followers go out and buy those shoes. You're an influencer. And we're all influencers. We're an influencer when we call our dad when, I don't know, we need a plumber and go, Dad, who should I get? He's then influenced us to use that plumber. So I don't like this like influencer word.
One of the guys I interviewed, he's on there, Jules Lund.
Hey, Jules.
He started a...
I'm on there too. Did you see
there
that?
she is.
Yeah.
Snuck on there.
I
forgot to put myself on my own banner.
I know, he forgot to put himself. How funny is that?
They were showing it to me at Officeworks, and I was like, oh, fuck.
You're there.
That's me down the bottom, yeah.
Down the bottom.
So Jules started a online business called Tribe, which connects influencers to brands. Mm-hmm. Is signing up to a website like that the best way for somebody to get started if they want to?
Oh, absolutely. I think use everything that you've got available.
Or can you go direct to brands?
And you can go direct to brands as well. But, I mean, ultimately, it doesn't matter whether you sign up to somebody else or you go direct to brands. You've got to have proof of your influence. Because that's what they're going to ask. Well, any smart brand, that's what they're going to ask for. So proof of your engagement. You've got to have insights that your followers are from the area that they're targeting, that they're in the age group that they're targeting. Are they targeting females? Are they targeting males? If all you're sharing is bikini pics and all of your followers are males, then you know there's a disconnect there depending on who the brand is. So.
Okay.
Yeah, the end.
Good answer. So I saw, I follow you on Instagram.
Thank you.
And I heard...
I appreciate that.
I enjoy watching your stories and stuff.
Thank you.
It's awesome. I do struggle to keep up sometimes, but...
Most people do.
You were talking about the new 3 S's or something.
Yes.
I apologise, I can't remember exactly what they stand for.
That's okay. 3S.
Tell us more about that.
Okay, so the new 3S selling system for Instagram. I'm really, really, really excited about this. So basically, I need to give you a background, and you're going to have to keep up, okay? So Nathaniel asked me about doing this event. I was like, yep, cool, new rules of Instagram marketing. And then I'm like I said before, I geek out on all this Instagram stuff. So I was like, I'll make like a little one-pager of notes that I really want to talk about this event. And this one-pager grew and it grew and it grew, and it's now this massive report. And then from this massive report grew it's turned into a beast with a life of its own. And then I was looking at all the information in this report and I was like, there's got to be a better way. I've got all this information here. There's brands coming tonight and things have changed, and there's got to be a better way to sell on Instagram. Because I know I say you shouldn't sell, but really, that we're all here to sell. We're businesses.
We've got to help people buy.
I like that. Okay, we're here to help people buy. Anyway, so then I was sort of trying to summarize it all and then I just had this epiphany. And I was like, there's really only 3 things that you need to be sharing on Instagram, and this is my 3S system. Write this down. Is everybody ready? Okay, write this down. You need to share content that your followers will share. You need content that your followers will save, and you need content that will sell. So if you think about content that shares, are you guys keeping up? Right, faster. Got a lot to say. If you're thinking about content that people share, what do people share? They share quotes, they share memes. If you think they're lame, you need to put yourself in the mind of your customer, because your customer doesn't think they're lame. It's something they can relate to. It's something they find funny. It's something they find inspiring. So that's what you need to share. Brand them. Put your logo on them. Put your hashtag on them. Put your colors on them, because that is increasing your brand awareness, which is an ultimate goal for everyone using Instagram, right? So that's your viral content that you need to be sharing so that your followers share to increase your brand awareness. So that's goal number 1 ticked off. Then we've got goal number 2. We need to increase our credibility. So that is your saving content. So you need to now think about what people are saving. Saves are key on Instagram. Go through your insights. Have a look at your last 12 months. Filter by the content and the posts that people have saved. And you need to create more of that content, because that is increasing your credibility. It's building your trust. So your tutorials, your educational videos, your how-to videos, anything that is going to prove that you know your shit and you are the best at what you do, because that's the brand and that's the business that people want to buy off. And when you do that consistently, you stay front of mind as the best, and then they buy off you, okay? So they're the first 2 S's. The last S is content that sells. And out of this, you've got 2 options. You've either got shoppable posts that sell without selling because people can tap to shop, or you've got results. Success attracts success. So you've got to be sharing results, screenshots, testimonials, before and after videos, videos of people just saying you're awesome. Whatever it is, get it. You've got to get it.
How do you do it in a way that doesn't seem salesy?
To get that content or to share that content?
To share that content.
You make it about the customer. You don't mention the price. You don't say buy this thing. You make it about them and their results that they got, and you're happy for them. And without meaning to, that's what sells. Because remember what I said before about how people are shopping? They're shopping a result. So if they see a result that they want to get, that's got to do the selling for you. You don't even have to sell it.
How often do you need to post?
Every day.
Once a day?
Once a day. You need to be active on the platform every day, because the Instagram algorithm, again, the Instagram platform is designed to keep you on for as long as possible. Okay, so the Instagram algorithm has to shift through all this content day in and day out. What should I share to more people? If the Instagram algorithm was a person, it was calling itself I. Okay, this is my example. So I've got you, Nathaniel,
yes,
and then I've got this other person called Bob. And I know Bob shares quality content every single day, right? That keeps its users engaged, that they're coming back to check on. Then I've got Nathaniel over here.
How many followers does Bob have?
Doesn't even matter in this example.
Okay.
2. Nathaniel has 20,000 followers, okay, in this example. But he only shares content twice a week. I'm Instagram, the algorithm, trying to work out whose content should I share more of that is going to keep users on the platform. Who am I going to make more money out of? Sorry, Nathaniel, but if you're posting twice a week, I'm not making enough money out of you. So why would I share your content to more people when you post? Bob shares every single day, and has his users on the platform engaged every single day, I'm going to share his content to more people. Does that make sense? It's like when you look at it like that, this is also in my report, when you look at it like that, it makes so much sense. So you just have to stop complaining about having to post every day and just do it. It's like, if I want results at the gym, I can go once a week or I can go every day. How am I going to get my results faster? If I go every day.
And what about stories? Do they impact the algorithm? Yep.
Stories impact everything because, again, it's keeping people engaged with your content. So the more that you can get your followers to engage with your story, it tells the algorithm that, again, you've got engaged followers and it shows your posts then to more people.
So we should really be doing stories tonight, shouldn't we?
Get your phone out right now and do a story if you haven't.
Is this
yet.
shareable content?
Absolutely.
This is shareable content, guys.
Share it, tag your friends, hashtag it, location tag everything. Location tag this is also in the report. Location tag every single story that you do. And location tag with somewhere small. Rather than thinking really big, start with somewhere small because what the maps feature within Instagram will do, which is so fucking cool, is it knows what you're then next to. And it will automatically on tag you onto other stuff, which is so cool and so powerful, especially if you're trying to get local customers, because that's what they're looking at. So location tag is key. This is the new rules of Instagram marketing. Hashtags. You can use your so technically in Instagram, you can use 10 hashtags on a caption, on a story. Things have changed. You can use a maximum of 3. Instagram will not count the ones after 3. I want you as well, I always talk about on your feed posts to use 2 or 3 worded hashtags and get really, really niche with your hashtags. On your stories, you've only got 24 hours, remember, to get them to view it. So when you're hashtagging on your stories, think broad. Okay, all the words that I basically tell you not to use on your feed because they're too broad and too vague, on your story, that's where you want to use them. So even if you create a note that has all your hashtag groups and sets for your feed, and then you have another one that's just got your really big main keywords, that's how you're going to get results because of the time limit.
Can you schedule stories?
Yeah, but you would have to pay for it. You can't do it for freezies. But that's another thing. So, anywhere between 3 and 7 stories is ideal. Key number is 4 stories, unless it's something that people are really engaged in. Like for myself, posting today, all of my stories are telling a story that I have been talking about for a long time because of this event. So this is keeping people engaged. But other than that...
So you've done more than 3 today?
Had more, 1 or 2 more, but it's telling a story and all joining together, so the views are there. But if you are not, what I would recommend doing is you record 4 stories that are fucking phenomenal. So 4 fucking phenomenal stories. Whew, try and say that a few times. You record your 4 fucking phenomenal stories.
Is this in the report?
Yes. I'm going to put it in the report. Now, 4 fucking phenomenal stories, okay? And then in Instagram Insights how it breaks down your key times in 3-hour blocks. So I want you to decide what your busiest day is, where your audience is your most engaged, because that's where you need to share your most valuable content, right? So you've got these 4 fucking phenomenal stories. You've got your busiest day. You've got your 3-hour time block. I want you to upload them from the start of the time block to the end of the time block. Add your location tag to each story, a different location tag to each story. Add a different hashtag to each story and watch your views fucking take off.
What I'm hearing is you don't front load them, you don't post 4 stories at once.
No.
Makes sense. I just wanted to highlight that point.
Yeah. No. If you can space them out, that's going to keep people coming back time and time again. And it's going to push you to the front of the story feed. But you're going to lose their interest after 4. So stick to 4. 4 is the key number, unless you have an event or something that people are actively following along with. Does that make sense? Excellent.
So, take me as an example.
Yes.
So I need to be posting images.
Yes.
So I'm a LinkedIn marketer, business to business. What images do I post?
On Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, images of yourself, images of your clients. Think about who's your ideal client.
And my ideal client is a marketing manager in a business to business company that has a sales team. So they're generally doing around 10 million or something.
Okay, so what's your goal on Instagram?
My goal on Instagram is to reach 100,000 engaged followers.
You did tell me that by the end of the year.
Within 12 months.
Yeah. So, okay, so you need to be posting content that they're going to love. You're a service-based business. You're trying to attract other businesses. So your goal is to educate. So educate. Why do people need to be on LinkedIn? What's the benefit to them? Then I want you to take case studies from people that you've worked with and the results that they've gotten and educate through those results.
So the image captures the attention and then the caption educates? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Or educates or shares the results.
Cool. All right. Awesome. So maybe we could do some other businesses. We can open the floor up to some questions now. What we're going to do is you just yell it out as loud as you can, and Brooke or I will repeat the question so that we capture it on the video. Who would like to go first? Raise your hand.
Don't be scared.
Who's brave enough? There we are.
You can stand up.
Okay. So I'm in the skincare industry, and I've just started Instagram. I was big on Facebook and LinkedIn, but I'm just trying to obviously get more followers and traction. So I'm not sure how to comment or how to grab more followers, or who do you target with followers and.
I love it. Skincare industry. So can you tell me, do you sell products in the skincare industry or are you service-based?
No, product.
Products. Okay, so what I need you to do is I need you to list all of the products that you have available. It's not about the product, it is about the benefits. And what I want you to do is say, okay, so this is a feature of the product. And then I want you for every single feature to give me a result. So it's got this ingredient so that da. And then you need to, in your post, not make them about the product. You need to make them about your education and your knowledge of why these products are so good and why the ingredients in these products are so good and what are the kind of before and afters, what are the results that your customers have getting. That's your content first, because there's no point trying to get followers if your content is shit, because people are going to come on your account and be like, this isn't valuable, why would I want to follow this person? Or they're going to be like, she seems to know her shit, I'm not ready to buy off her yet, but I'm going to follow her, make sure she keeps feeding me information that's valuable, that really does earn my trust and prove that she knows what she's talking about. And then when I'm ready, I will buy off her. But you've got to start with that informative, valuable content first. And then what you need to do is work out who your ideal client is. So you need to work out exactly who this person is, who it is you're targeting, what are the other accounts that they would follow on Instagram. Then you need to go on those accounts, look at the people that are commenting on the posts, follow those people, engage with those people, because if they're commenting, and you can kind of tell a bot comment from a non-bot comment, you can tell that they're real people.
Hang on a second, what's a bot comment?
Automated comments, so robots. Robots of Instagram. They're basically programs that any business can sign up to like and comment on their behalf. Follow, unfollow, etc.
What?
Did you not know that was a thing? Do you have that on LinkedIn?
We don't have that on LinkedIn.
There you go.
No robots.
So hang on, sorry to interrupt, but tell me something on LinkedIn. Is every single account on LinkedIn real?
No.
Well, what's the not real account?
There's not many not real accounts, but it does happen.
Okay.
It's the lowest amount of non-real accounts out of all the social channels.
Yeah, right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, sorry, segued. So that's what you need to do consistently. Now you can follow up to 40 people an hour. So if you're following 40 people an hour all day, every day, that are in your ideal client range, that's where you begin to build up your followers. And then if you can consistently pump out that valuable content that's gaining their trust and building their trust over time, that's what's going to convert them into customers. It takes about 6 months.
So they follow back, is it?
So what's this idea of this branding? So it can't be just all about the product. They've got to know, like, and trust you.
Yeah.
So what's the percentage of ratio that you're supposed to post on your product as opposed to your brand, or you, posting or what you do during the day?
Well, if you're talking about a result, you're actually inadvertently talking about the product. So you don't need to keep talking about the product. Anything to do with your brand is like the colours scheme that you use, and let's say you share quotes. Again, the colour scheme, the font choice, that's your branding and building up that brand. And you may choose to share your story every now and again. So sharing that story again is that sort of content that is going to build you up to expert status, because it's why you're good at what you do and why you got to where you are. So I would go for the 3S system that I said, okay? So content that they will share, content they will save, and content designed to sell. One of each. And just keep following that. Follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it, follow it.
And you'll see, correct me if I'm wrong, but you'll see what content does well,
Totally.
which one gets engagement.
You'll start to notice that people will engage with a certain type of content, and then that's what you want to share more of. If people don't like it, they don't like it. Like, it's not more complicated than that. If they like it, they enjoy it. If they comment on it, they enjoy it. Share more of that content if you want to grow.
Cool. Who's next? All right, I'm going to give you the microphone because you're nice and close.
But a bit like Brooke, I don't need like.
Hi, Carla.
Hi, Joel.
Hi. Yes.
But the main reason actually which I was in Social Club for, and as you know, is for the podcast. So I have a Perth-based health and wellness podcast that I co-host.
Yeah.
Brooke was a guest on C-Word, episode 12.
I was.
So basically that was my main reason. So if you were to look at our account, which you do see, and to take over, what would be sort of your, I guess, what would you be doing with it?
Okay.
What would you be concentrating on?
So what I want you to do with your podcast is use that content more. So every time you have a podcast, you have free content. You can literally quote it and quote it and quote it. So even if you're, like when you have a guest on, I would want you to, let's say, split that up between 6 posts and brand that content. So maybe you get the guest to give you 2 photos. Then you do like 2 posts that are a sound bite. Then you do 2 posts that are a quote. And then underneath, you share something that the guest has said, because your followers are going to be reading that, and that's what's going to make that, like, ultimately you want more listeners to your podcast, right?
We want more listeners, and we actually want more small businesses in that area that want to sponsor episodes.
But they're only going to want to sponsor when they listen and think it's good. So the first part of the process is just getting them listening, and then the sponsoring will come afterwards.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll dig further though.
Dig further. But yeah, make more use of that content. Look at the podcasts of people that you admire in the industry. Look at their Instagram accounts and work out for every single interview that they do with a guest how much content they actually bring off that one interview. It's never one post.
Yeah, and FOMO is a thing, right?
Yes. With
fear of missing out?
Yeah, in terms of what though?
Well, I guess like if I shared results from a client on Instagram and
yes,
they're
100%.
really good.
The FOMO is real. People want to be part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Who's next? Alrighty. I run mics at Tony Robbins, so I'm used to this.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Loz. I joined
Hi,
your social
Loz.
club a couple of months back. I'm just wondering, you were talking about shopping on Instagram. What
Yeah.
I do is I do IGTV videos and literally stand there and go, there's this thing, it's $20, there's this thing, and I just do styling sessions and stuff. But I realised that I'm not utilising the actual tap here and, you know, swipe up. I can't do swipe up because I don't have 10,000 people, but the tapping, the shopping.
Yeah.
So is it shopping on Instagram, you set it up on Facebook first, correct?
Yeah, do you have, what is your business product based?
Yes, but it's all one-offs. They're all designer pieces, but all second-hand product. Yeah.
So have you been in the social club when one of the content planning week emails has been sent out?
Oh,
Actually,
this
2 days ago?
yeah. So in that email, open up the email and scroll down to the section under promo, and it says something like shoppable posts, click here to set it up. And you click there and you just follow the prompts.
Oh, great.
And you'll be able to set it up. You do have to have a Facebook business account.
Yeah, no, I've got that. Yeah.
Hey. And that's how you set it up. Yeah.
All right.
And then you just tap to shop. Like, shopping for Instagram is so phenomenal. I can't wait till they've got service shopping
all
for
my customers
Instagram.
at Instagram, like I have parties and people turn up and they're like, Susie 55, and I'm like, who the fuck's this, and then I realize and they expect me to know who they are.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know.
So everything's Instagram, so I need
It's so crazy, isn't it? It's crazy because, like,
Wow.
sometimes as well, I'll be out and I'll see someone and I have to check myself and be like, do I know that person or do I follow them on Instagram? Because this could get real awkward real fast. It's so crazy.
That is crazy.
Thank you.
Thanks for asking.
Have we got anyone else down the back of the room while I'm here?
Yeah, there was a hand.
Okay. What's your name?
Shay.
Hi, Shay.
We do a service-based business,
Yeah.
outsourcing for real estate companies, and we're just finding it hard to find content to post every day.
Okay, who are your competitors?
Other outsourcing companies?
Do you follow them?
No.
The best thing that you can do when you're struggling for content is consume content. So look at your competitors, look what they're doing, analyze how you can draw inspiration from that because there's so much content out there. Have a look what people are engaging with and how you can then replicate that on your account.
And if they're not doing much?
Oh, if they're not doing much, then all right, real estate. You know what I would do for real estate? I would go onto stock photos, type in real estate, get a bunch of photos that match, and then start pumping them out and just test it and see what your followers actually respond to and what they enjoy.
Yeah.
I would be doing videos as well, explaining in more detail exactly, because your service-based people are working with you, right? So you're kind of selling yourself or the other people that you're contracting to, outsourcing to, from.
Yeah.
Ish, whatever. So you've got to then explain basically why I'm good at what I do.
Alright, so it's like the live videos and that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I love live videos. But remember, live only lasts for 24 hours.
Yeah.
But even utilise your highlight reel as well, so that you've got places to refer people to. Your highlight reel on Instagram can really be like a product catalogue of all of your products or every single one of your services. Every single business should have a highlight reel for results. And you should be constantly referring people to those. A highlight reel for your tips, a highlight reel for how your services work. So take advantage of those as well, because that's your video.
Are you on LinkedIn?
I am actually.
Legend.
There you go.
Ez.
Oh no, big agency.
I'm going to have to ask you to stand up. Ez is one of our sponsors.
Woo! Thanks, Ez.
Round of applause for Ez,
Round of
please, and
applause for
Glide
Ez.
Agency. What's your question, Ez?
Okay, my question is, Facebook is become redundant for businesses to post organically.
Okay.
Do you think Instagram will go down the same path? And if so, when?
That's a really interesting question. I mean, I don't know what the future holds. All I can look at is what has happened with the growth of Instagram, and I think Facebook has gotten a bit complicated for people. I mean, you used to be able to just write text, and then you could add text with picture, and then you could add text with video, and then you could do live video, and then you could do groups, and then you could do events. So it's quite an overwhelming platform when you're new to it. Whereas Instagram, even coming on Instagram as a complete newbie, it's very simple, it's very easy to use, and I think that's why it's growing the way that it has, and that's why all these other apps and things that have come up have ultimately failed, because you can't compete with simplicity, because you can't get simpler, and then you're copying. So it will be interesting to see, but I mean, look at the growth that it's had. It's just
And we're visual
insane.
creatures, aren't we? I mean, is
Yeah.
there any other visual Pinterest?
Yeah, but Pinterest just doesn't work the same way.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Pinterest at all. Yeah.
I mean, time will tell. I know a little bit about Pinterest.
Oh, yeah?
A little. I deleted it from my phone after I planned my wedding because I didn't want to be second guessing everything that I picked.
Okay, weddings, I get it, yep.
I don't know. Great question. We'll see.
Cool. Have we got any business-to-business companies in the room at all? I'm curious.
Just 2 of us. 4? 5. Yes. Get your hands up, guys.
It'd be interesting
Don't
to
be
hear a
scared.
question from one of you guys. Any of you guys got questions at all? Down the back there? Okay, I'll bring the mic down. What's your name and what's your question?
I don't actually. I actually do have a question. how do you speed up your sales funnel? So you say that you like your top end leads are on Instagram.
Yeah.
How do you speed up the process of getting them to buy?
You can't really speed up the process of getting them to buy. You can get more leads. Like if your funnel is converting well, then just get more people into it. But you can't really speed up the process of getting them to buy in a sales funnel. So in a sales funnel coming off Instagram, depending what it is that you do, and you're talking like an email funnel, I would have 5 emails that go out over a period of time, and that's what needs to warm them up. So you're warming them up, you're basically introducing them, then you're telling your story to them, then you're providing some kind of value, then you're providing them an offer, and then you're providing them results. So if your sales funnel is not converting the way that you want it to be, you've got to look at those 5 areas and make sure that, well, which one are they unsubscribing at as well, because that will tell you which one that they're over, and really that will help you identify where you can improve, and that will speed up, because you can have 1,000 people in your funnel and 10% conversions, or you can have 500 people in your funnel but 80% conversions. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Thank you.
So look at it. You're welcome. Great question.
That was a good question.
I put the fun in funnels. I try to.
And the phenomenal fucking, what was that?
What did I call it?
I don't know.
Phenomenal
I should have
stories.
remembered that one.
I got to put it in my... Oh, we're recording it. I'll watch. I'll watch later.
So how important is social proof on Instagram?
Extremely important. Social proof does your selling.
And how do you build it?
Well, your social proof is a variety of things. So obviously the number one thing is your followers, but I really try not to focus on followers, because if you've got good content, the followers will come. That's just the way that it works, okay? And then the engagement that you're getting on your posts from your happy customers. So a happy customer wants to talk about how they're a happy customer. And that's your social proof. The results that you're sharing, you're creating your own social proof.
And you can't see likes anymore. And so you said focus on comments.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any hacks or strategies that encourage people to comment as opposed to just hit like?
I mean, it depends what it is. A lot of people will say ask a question, but you can't just ask a question on every single post. So you've got to kind of pick and choose. I generally find if something is funny, people are willing to laugh, or just like laughter emojis when they're just not really laughing, but it looks like they're laughing. Or your educational posts, when you're delivering value and people either they have a question on something that you've said, or they find it so valuable that they want to comment and tell you how great that was. That is a really good way to build up comments.
Do you reckon if I dressed up as Biggie Smalls and posted it?
Absolutely.
That would be funny?
Yeah, but you'd be like Bibby Smalls.
That's the thing.
Oh, is that the thing?
That's the thing.
I like it. Well, they get it.
People are like, you should change your Instagram handle to Nathanial Bibby. I'm like, that's not funny.
No. No, I see where you're going. I didn't get
Big
get
Papa with the hat and the...
I didn't get it.
Okay. Well, it's coming. It's coming.
His Instagram handle is Bibby Smalls, and I was like, that's so weird. Now I get it. But no, there was a disconnect for sure.
Yeah, but you got there eventually.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, but I didn't. I see where you're going, but then
I just wanted to give my Instagram a plug.
Yeah, I see.
Anybody else got the question down the front here?
Do you think because the influencer industry is flooded now with influencers, that businesses using influencers are not going to lose their credibility, but like consumers is just flooded now with people selling on the platform? Are we going to get sick of, like, we don't believe influencers anymore if they're recommending a product?
I think influencers are just, and brands as well. Great question, thank you.
Very good question.
They've got to get smarter with how they're doing it. And something as well, I think brands need to be open to the fact that just, if you don't necessarily want an influencer, you want a brand ambassador. You want someone that already knows and uses and believes in your brand, rather than approaching a random stranger and saying, hey, will you promote this? Find someone that really does care about it, because that's going to continue the influence for longer and longer and longer, rather than, like, I've heard situations with influencers where a brand will pay them to put up a post, and they'll post it and then in a week they'll take it down. So where's the influence there? You know, I don't know. I just think about my brand and my business, and I would rather have like raving loyal fans than someone that has never heard of me before promoting something that they don't fully understand, that they're not really going to get behind. They just want their however much they're getting paid for it, and then they move on to the next one.
Absolutely.
Did that answer your question? Okay.
I did some research into influencer marketing because we're starting to do it on LinkedIn.
Is it a LinkedIn thing?
No, not yet. We're the first ones to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have to say like this is an ad of the thing but is that what people on LinkedIn are looking for?
You know what? You've got to be really creative to put a product into some content on LinkedIn. So if you don't like the product or you don't actually use it, it's going to be very hard to tell a story about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Whereas that's where on Instagram, because it's so visual, you don't even need to know if the person uses or really believes in the thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so from my research, it said like about half of the influencer relationships with brands are financial rewards.
Yeah.
And then the other half are like, you know, VIP tickets to events, products. Is that what you see as well?
I mean, I don't know. You don't really know.
Have you done any influencer marketing at all?
As in, have I been asked to do things?
With brands, yeah.
Yeah, I have. And I always remind people, like, that's not really what I'm about. I don't promote. I'm there because I've got to sell my own shit. And if I'm selling other people's stuff, like, there's situations where if I genuinely love something and believe in it, I will tell you because I think that you could really benefit from it. But there is so many people that have approached me to do things or post things, and I'll just say, sorry, I don't do promo on this account. Because it isn't genuine. And how do I preach to be authentic if I'm not being authentic?
True. But I went to the Polo in Melbourne last year.
Yeah.
And a couple of my good-looking friends said they got their suits for free because they were going to post on Instagram about it. Is that a thing?
Well, yeah.
Do you get free shit?
I do get a lot of free shit, but some is good, and then other, you know, if I spent all day posting about the free shit that I get sent, when do my followers are going to be like, lame, she's changed, don't like it. That's not what my account is about. I'm not an influencer. I'm not trying to be an influencer. So maybe they want to get the free suits. I'd rather, do you know what? There's so many things that people will ask me to do, and in my head I'm like, I want to do that, but I'd actually rather just pay and do it so I don't have to post about it.
Yep.
And that's what I'll do.
Yep. My friend's wife went to a restaurant and she's like, we're not going to pay the bill. Do you know who I am on Instagram and all that sort of stuff? And they're like, oh, okay.
That's extreme. No,
yeah.
that's
actually, is his ex-wife?
I got asked this the other day. Everyone has their own way of doing things. It's not really how I do things. I'm not really a don't you know who I am person. I don't think I ever will be because I feel like a real dick. I would be more like, I'll pay you more. Yeah.
So I don't say that after drinks tonight when I'm paying my bill.
Yeah, maybe not.
Okay.
No.
Check.
I mean, if it works for you, great, but I think it's a bit wanky.
Okay, got it.
No offence to your friend with the suits.
I should be taking notes.
You can watch the recording after. I believe you're recording it.
I'm going to have to watch my own content. Okay, who's next? We've got 12 minutes.
Have you learned things?
Yeah.
Are you going to change what you're doing?
Is this valuable?
This day? You're finding this valuable? Okay, great.
Please forgive me, because I'm not quite sure how to word it.
Okay.
I might accent as well, sorry.
Your hair looks nice. You're welcome.
Very, very well done. I'm just curious how I absolutely love, going back to what you said earlier, Brooke, about seeing people in the room that you follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
A few people walking in, and I follow them every day,
Aww.
like a lot of you have no
Point them
idea.
out.
That's
Make
kind
it
of creepy.
awkward.
Those lovely three ladies over there.
Hey, ladies.
And I absolutely love, at the end of the day, you are your own brand, so you are putting that personal touch. How does it work if you work for a company that's not your business?
I mean, it really then comes down to the content that you share. So I get asked this question a lot. or for people who are not comfortable sharing, you know, their face or themselves, or they're managing someone else's account, the branding will naturally come through. Like, for example, you're a clothing brand and you use really neutral tones and you always are posting at the beach, because that's what fits with your branding, then that becomes your brand and your brand story. So it will naturally filter through the content that you're sharing, depending on obviously what the account is and what it does. I mean, I always like to say to put a face to a logo. So if you can build up to a place where there's somebody on there, because people buy off people trust people.
I think that's what we struggle with, because I know in my heart, I know that what we've got is absolute, it's just gold.
Yeah.
It is real, but because it's not mine,
Yeah.
I think that's what I struggle with, because I would love nothing more to plaster my face on, whatever. Like, I'll happily talk about anything, but because it's not mine, I'm always a bit weary as to how do I approach that, and obviously try and get the other team members involved, because as soon as that camera comes out, it's just no.
Professional hair and makeup helps.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just about, it's one of those things you've just got to do it.
Yeah.
And bite the bullet and do it, because then you'll start seeing the results that you actually get when you do it.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, there was a time when I was too scared to show my face on my social media, which might shock you now, but I booked a professional shoot. I got professional photographer, professional makeup artist, hair, and then I knew that I was putting out the very best highly edited version of me, but it helps your confidence to share that rather than just a random selfie in bad lighting with windswept hair.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
I realise I've got to ask one more question
Yes?
for my series, LinkedIn Heroes.
Yeah? No, sorry, no more questions. This is over. Go on then.
Okay, so if, in like, you know, in a make-believe world, if you could be a superhero,
Oh yeah? I would like
who
to...
would you be?
I would like to be invisible. I think that would be fun.
Is that a thing? Is there a superhero that's invisible?
Because
The
you know
Invisible Woman?
Yeah, I'd be Invisiwoman. Because you know, like awkward situations, I put my foot in it all the time, at least 10 times a day. And I would like to be able to just disappear from that moment.
Cool.
Thanks.
All right.
I don't even need a cape because you can't see it.
I've never had that answer before. Like, normally I get like Batman, or I beat myself, or...
Oh, was I meant to pick one that's already there?
No,
Oh, okay.
you're unique.
Batman's cool.
Fuck Batman.
Yeah, I do the invisibility one.
Cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
I know I've already asked questions.
Do you want to just yell it
I
out?
was just going to say, that thing you were saying about only using 3 hashtags now in stories.
Yes.
So
3 hashtags in stories.
they're only counting the top 3.
Yeah.
And if you're using, because I noticed that the other day that the broader ones I put got way more engagement. I was
Yeah.
like, what the hell? So you're saying, so say I do like style inspo, which is a massively broad one, would
Yeah.
be better than doing Perth.
Yeah. Well, you could do just Perth,
Right.
but it would be better than doing Perth style inspo.
Exactly.
Yeah. Keep it like one worded. I mean, test it and see, but because you're battling a 24-hour time limit versus forever.
So that's the complete opposite of a feed
Yeah.
post, which would be more specific.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you said about changing the location, why is that? Because different people are going to find each story.
Yeah, and also you're giving yourself the most opportunity, because this is the thing, just because you use a location tag doesn't necessarily mean that Instagram will pick up and show it to people. It's not guaranteed. There's some funky ass algorithm going on there that they don't say anything about. So you're essentially going into like the algorithm lottery, and you want to give yourself as many tickets to the lottery as
So
possible.
if they found your 4th story,
Yeah.
and you were halfway through the thing you were explaining, they could always go back, tap back and watch the other 3.
The follower?
So say I put Claremont as well,
Yeah.
and someone, but it was only on my 4th story.
Yeah.
The person could have found my 4th story, and what then if they wanted to see the other 3 prior, they could tap back.
They would have to go on your page and watch your story.
That's why I've kept location consistent. So
Yeah,
yours
but-
haven't done with it.
Why would Instagram show 4 of your story? They want to show as many options as possible.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So,
thinking more about being discovered rather than the person watching.
yeah.
Right, okay.
The main aim of stories is to get more views.
Yes, okay, got it.
Yep. We've got time for, we'll do 2 more questions. And then what I'd like to do, normally I would do this with a selfie stick, but since we've got one of the best photographers in Perth here.
Since we've got Z, that has 2 arms and a really expensive camera.
We'll call it a selfie, but it's going to be with a it's not
We'll
going to
do
be...
it like Kim Kardashian does with her assistant. Like, we'll set it up so it looks like it's a selfie, but really she's got a photographer
Does she
there.
do that? I thought I was about to invent that.
She's just putting her arm out.
Okay, cool.
That's what we'll do.
So that's what we're going to do after these next 2 questions, and then we're going to go get some drinks.
Woo!
Okay. Who wants to ask a question? I've got the lady in green in my sights, so...
Lady in green. I won't sing.
Just following on from the hashtag question a moment ago.
Yes.
In your feed, you
Yes.
always
Go on. Yes.
you do the 3 or 4 hashtags immediately under your content, but you can then add more hashtags as a comment later on. Is that still a good way to go about things? Have they reduced the number you can put in that space?
So this is in the report, but there is a lot of conflicting. So lots of people do different studies in different parts of the world with different subject groups, and they have found what works for them. But if you go through all the studies, all of the information is conflicting. There's no consistency in the results that they give. So that's what I've gone through all the studies, tried to look for the consistency so I can pass it on to you guys, and there's no fucking consistency. One person says 1, one person says in the comments, one says in the caption, one says use 3, one says use 5, one says hide the hashtags, one says don't hide the hashtags. So I am always more inclined to test. So what is coming is a test that you can do, because it really is based on still the quality of your content, the number of followers that you have, the engagement that you have. So I've given you, which is coming up, a way that you can test over a 5-week period and really just find what works for you. Because I don't like telling you things that I know don't work for everyone. So I can tell you what works for me, but it's different to what works on the Villa account, and they're both my accounts. So it's about testing and finding what works for you. And I'll give you that test.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is fun. What's in here?
The final question. What's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name's Merida.
Hello.
I'm newish to Instagram.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm trying to figure out what is the best way of figuring out the most efficient hashtags to use for my business. What would you recommend?
Excellent. So what I would recommend that you do is, again, you've just got to test. Okay, so you've got to put together groups of hashtags, and there's one person in the social club that in her insights, she has individual hashtag results. I don't have it. I've never seen anybody else with it, but it will tell her every single hashtag that she uses, how many impressions it's getting, and that's absolutely phenomenal. But for the rest of us peasants, we don't have that option. She doesn't even have like it's the craziest thing ever. Anyway, I don't have it. So what you're going to have to do is just base it on the hashtag groups that you use. So get a bunch of groups, test them on content, look at the individual post insights. The impressions will be broken down into like a couple of different things. One of the things will be hashtags, and if you're consistently sharing that same, there'll be groups that you share that the impressions are highest for. They're the ones that are working. That's how you can break it down. You're welcome. Great question. Welcome to Instagram.
Has everybody found this valuable?
I hope so.
Everybody learned something?
Did anyone not learn anything?
Has anybody not posted
So
the story yet?
I was going to lock you in a room until I taught you something.
Where are we going to go for a drink?
I don't know.
thought-
Wherever.
I thought you had an idea.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, it just depended how many people coming and where we were going. We're just kind of
about
like super
70.
chill guys. We just have to get the fuck out of here. So wherever we'll just conga line.
Okay.
That sounds fun. I thought we were going to your house.
Yeah, we can do that.
No, I'm kidding. We'll go somewhere in the city. Just conga line up. We were thinking maybe Intercontinental Rooftop.
Intercontinental Rooftop.
Does everyone know where that is? It's just next to, yeah, it's just up King Street opposite the theatre. What's it called? His Majesty's.
Yep.
Yeah.
Selfie o'clock.
Selfie o'clock. Let's do this.
All right, so everybody stand up and come towards the front and the middle of the room so that we can fit you in the selfie. And then we're going to...
And then we're going to do it.
Who's sticking their arm out?
Can you stand like near Z? I've got really long arms, so I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. You tell me
So we need to
where's
get
the best
really
place
nice
for me
and
to stand.
close, guys.
Like there? Okay.
So we want to come up close, don't we?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Can you say 1, 2, 3, Z? Or shall I say 1, 2, 3?
You go.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Another one.
That's good. One more.
Everyone put their hands in the air and say,
Have your hands on you.
and what should they say? What? Instagram!
Instagram!
Is it cool? Can we see it? Oh, that looks cool!
Epic.
I love it.
Good.
Cool.
All right, we'll see you on Instagram, ladies and
Hang
gentlemen.
on, are we doing something with this?
We are.
Okay, guys, we're doing something with this.
So
I don't feel like that bowl's big enough.
So if somebody draws if we draw somebody's name out of here.
Yeah, they get to come up and do a live video in front of everyone
Cool.
on their own. This is like the worst raffle ever.
So I
Like
heard,
your price sucks.
I heard on the grapevine there might be a membership up for grabs.
There might be. What are you going to do for it?
Do you want to tell us about that?
So if you come up and do a live video, I'll give you 6 months free membership to the Social Club.
Does it have to be a good live video?
No.
Okay.
What's a good
it's
live
gotta
video?
Well, I don't know. Do we need like a certain amount of like applause or something? Or?
Yeah.
Okay. You need a certain amount of applause as well. Okay. Who would like to pick? Can you pick us a name?
Dun dun dun.
Don't look. Well, it's not going to be that person.
That person didn't win.
Just,
Oh, neither did that person.
That's a small ball.
Oh no, someone was
Which
so
one is it?
close.
Left.
Who is it?
Tani May, creative designer.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tani. Give her a round of applause, please.
Is Tani here? Oh, hi! You look horrified. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do the live video.
Oh, come on.
Look at her. She looks like, what's that movie? I volunteer as tribute. She looks like she's about to be tributed to the Hunger Games.
She can
You
do
don't
it.
have to do a live video. I promise you can just win. Unless you want to. I felt your fear. I'm like shaking because you were shaking. I'm just kidding. I'm not that mean.
Yeah, you could. Oh, yeah, I would have pushed her
If
into
it was you, I would have pushed you it.
Okay, cool. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe,
Follow.
like,
Bibby Smalls.
subscribe, comment, share, engaged, hashtag no more than 3 in your stories, and location tag. Get your 4 fucking fabulous posts. Share them at your key times. And this entire video is in the Social Club. If you missed it, you'll be getting the report. Bye! Bye, 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 bye. You'll be getting the report as well in the Social Club, so if you didn't write fast enough. Woo.